What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about SoundHound. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what is really moving it, and some key levels you need to watch for. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So this video is being filmed during the pre-market on Friday. So at this time, it is down 6.96%. Futures are indicating a lot of that fear from Thursday being rolled over. So Dow is currently down 0.71, S&P 1.09, NASDAQ down 1.54%. So things are kind of escalating, as you can kind of see right there. Specific to SoundHound, there hasn't been all that much in news since their actual earnings. And from what I can see, still there was no interviews, which is rather odd. A lot of stocks that had fairly good earnings, which I do feel SoundHound kind of falls under that category, it's like they haven't really done much PR afterwards. So I don't know what is really happening behind the scenes, but macro conditions are kind of getting a little bit worse. So in general, we did have some good updates over the last couple of trading days. So the whole kind of shutdown did come to a conclusion, which is good. The only bad thing about that, and even prior to kind of the shutdown starting, I was saying, hey, you know what, depending on how long this does last, it could really affect GDP. So just be aware of that. So I think that was kind of common knowledge across the board, but I guess not, because technically, because of the length of the shutdown, you are now having this right here come out saying that the shutdown did cost a estimated 60,000 jobs, $92 billion, and a 1.5% hit to the Q4 GDP. That is horrible data. And plus, because of the whole shutdown, it still is limiting our October labor data. So for instance, today we should be receiving, in theory, PPI and retail sales, but again, because of everything in the timing, we're not getting that. No different than CPI yesterday and initial jobless claims. So the market is freaking out because ultimately, if we don't get any good labor data, or any labor data in fact, then Powell will not make a decision for the upcoming December meeting. So again, you're kind of having two negatives. So you have a pretty big hit to the broader market, as well as now no rate cut for December. So that is exactly why we are going down. A lot of people are saying a lot of different things or whatever else. But at the same time, you're also having now a lot of research firms kind of taking advantage of the scenario and saying, hey, you know what, guys, this is just a bubble. Very similar to the AI boom like 2000 boom and .com bubble and many others. So in general, it's a very, very interesting type of scenario. So as I've stated in the past, if you do truly believe in a stock, then take advantage, buy the dip. But I even did post this on my Twitter earlier this morning. Have something for people to think about. So technically, right over here, real question is, in this broad pullback, are you comfortable holding a lot of the stocks that you currently have? And I think everyone really needs to kind of answer that question. There's a hell of a lot of speculative plays, quantum stocks that have no revenue, but yet they have a insanely high multiple. So that's, I think, again, what people need to really ask themselves. In SoundHound's case, yes, the multiple is still a little bit higher. It is improving. So right now, looking at this, so with SoundHound not really profitable, you have to kind of look at the PS ratio. Right now, it is at 32.51, which in my opinion isn't all that bad for a tech and AI play. So again, that's something just to kind of keep in mind, but still, there's a lot of blood in the market. So moral of the story, take advantage, buy the dip. So at the end of the day, that's what's really affecting the broader market. Shorts have been surprisingly taking advantage of everything. So they've been returning, which is rather odd. And for those of you that haven't joined my Patreon yet, I actually post all this information for free, roughly around 8 or 9 p.m. I post exactly what shorts have done for that day. So definitely pop over there, link in the description below. But during the pre-market, shorts are increasing a measly 112 shares. So most likely they will be, in my opinion, returning, taking advantage of this sell-off. And this is, in my opinion, one of the most bullish things that people are not talking about, is that a lot of stocks, even for instance that I look at, shorts are returning. So yes, it does suck that we are going down, a lot of which is because of algorithmic trading, but shorts are saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to take advantage and return. Like, why not? Like, so if shorts really did feel that this was the start of a massive bubble, they would be doubling, tripling, quadrupling down. So in general, it's something just to keep in mind. That's just my viewpoint. Of course, that doesn't really help kind of the sell-off because AI is and algorithmic trading is really pushing it down. But 28.05% of the free floats being shorted versus be 106.25 million shares overall being shorted. One thing as well that I always like to analyze, it's a lot of kind of rotation type of data. And so we did have this that came out yesterday. So it looks like there was about $1.82 billion that left crypto and equity yesterday or over the last week to go back into money markets. So it goes to show that there is still a certain level of fear in big institutions. Aside from that though, it's at all-time high numbers, $7.54 trillion. So kind of crazy stuff. Looking at the options, this is from yesterday, but you did see a lot of bearishness. So 52% of all the options being done were bearish in nature. There's a consensus for it to be roughly around $13. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub $12.50. So today, so far the pre-market, we're kind of below even their expectations. This is the open interest, so you don't really have anything at all. So you won't be seeing any gamma squeeze. Shorts won't really wake up to try to manipulate it down. So where SoundHound is currently at, nobody was really anticipating for it to really hit. So again, another element to kind of watch for. But ultimately, with it at 11.45, the key level to watch for it to hold today is 11.11. I know that kind of seems far-fetched, but things could escalate quite fast in either direction. It could have a nice recovery, but today and over the next couple of trading days, just watch for 11.11. Flip side, 12.69 is going to be that next strong target / resistance. So kind of just watch for those. Aside from all that fun stuff, popping over to the chart, this is where we are going to be opening below that 200-day moving average. So SoundHound has been absolutely massacred. So you're going polar opposite. So pretty much the highs to now we're going to be seeing the lows. So essentially we're seeing a full technical breakdown, artificially done, as I've mentioned, because even looking at the flow, you see these smaller transactions. That's just algos. So all of this has just been artificially suppressed, but in general, I don't think really anyone cares about that. All they know is that things are going down. Stochastic RSI is just mind-blowingly oversold. Most likely, on a side note, given everything, I will be buying a little bit more SoundHound, only because I did sell some puts. So I really recommend a lot of individuals to really look at that, because if you like a stock, you're going to be buying it regardless. You can sell a put, you get premium, and if it dips below that price, then you buy it. So you get a little bit more of a advantageous price, a little bit more of a value, and plus you get a premium. So it's kind of a win-win. So take the time to research that. But on a technical standpoint, you're not really seeing that much willing buyers. So where we are going to be opening, we are currently going to be below all that wall right there. So it's not necessarily the best. I wish I did have some more optimistic kind of tune for you, but things seem to just want to go down right now. So let me know your thoughts on SoundHound. Are you buying the dip? Are you selling? What are you generally doing with SoundHound? And where do you see things realistically going from here? Do you think we're going to be retesting our previous like April lows when we had that crazy fear? At that time, I think we did have a low of $6, give or take. Yeah, $6.52. So do you think we're going to be retesting that $6.52? Or what's your kind of general thoughts on all of that? One final thing, pop over to my Patreon. As I already mentioned, I put out a lot of free information, but if you are looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, pop over there. I put out a lot of bangers. Despite all of the crap that's been happening in the broader market, many of them and many of the swing trades have been on point. So definitely worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.